What's up everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be slightly different than usual. I figured I've been living in my apartment now with my wife for about a year, and I finally have my office space to a point where I think it's presentable and everything's kind of like my dream setup at this point. So I figured we'd do a room tour. Now I'm going to try to leave everything in this video that you see that you may be interested in linked down in the description, so there'll be links to all those things. But just a quick disclaimer, some of those links do provide me with some form of monetary compensation. There are four main parts to my office. And we're just going to start with the first section, which is the gaming section. Now, I am not a PC gamer. I have very much been a console gamer my whole life. I have not joined the PC master race yet, but I am a very avid gamer. I play games regularly. My console of choice is the PlayStation 5. I was very fortunate. The week they came out, I was able to grab a PlayStation. The night they released, I had like my iPad, my phone, and my computer all set up, all trying to get one, and after like 2 hours of waiting, I finally got one. I snagged it, and I freaking love it. If you don't have a next-gen console yet because of chip shortages and things like that, I sympathize with you, but you just got to get lucky. The TV is the LG C10. I love this TV. I originally was going to get a smaller size, but at the time of me going to buy this TV, the medium size was on sale for the same price as the smaller size, so I just went ahead and went up a size. I'm not sure the size of the TV right off the top of my head, but it is an LG OLED TV, so super nice TV. I love that thing. My wife and I use it in here to watch movies as well as gaming on my PlayStation 5. Right behind the TV, I have my Switch. Now, I don't really play my Switch a ton. I kind of just reserve it for some of those Switch exclusives like Mario Kart, Zelda. I'm really excited for Breath of the Wild 2, Pokemon, things like that. I don't really game really hard on my Switch or anything like that, but I do take it with me on trips, and I just love all Nintendo exclusives, so that's why I've got that. Now, the entertainment center that the TV is sitting on is from Ikea. I love it. I have everything rigged up to where in the left cabinet I can press one switch and it shuts off the whole thing. So if I'm gone on vacation for an extended period of time, I don't want to waste electricity and keep all these things running. I just open the cabinet, flip a switch, and everything shuts down. I love how I have it cable managed. It just makes my life 10 times easier. Now, in this room, there's not a bunch of space, and this kind of also serves as our guest room if we have guests come over. So in front of this is a futon. Funny story about this futon is April, who is my wife, was moving out of college. Her roommate didn't want to drive this back and find a way to get it back, but she also needed a TV. I had a spare TV, so we just traded. So I gave her my TV, and I worried about getting this back, which is like a 2-hour drive away. But I took it, and I love it. I love this thing. It's super nice mattress. It's super convenient, and it fits perfectly in this room for what we use it for this gaming movie area. So I love this futon. And again, it's a futon, so it flips out if we need a guest to sleep here or something. They just come here and sleep on the futon. Now, on the walls over here, I have some artwork. I just kind of did this. I wanted something on this wall, but I didn't want to hang a bunch of skateboards. So I went and got some paint from like a local art store and just kind of made these things. You know, for an amateur, someone that's never really done anything like that before, I think I did a pretty good job. And then over in the corner, this wall is like weird. It has like an extra invert right here on this wall. There's a Revived skateboard signed by Andy Schrock. A couple years ago, my local skate shop wasn't doing so hot, so Andy made a video on his channel shouting out our skate shop and saying that he was signing some boards to send over to them. So that helped, you know, bring more people into the skate shop, helped him survive through a tough time, and I was lucky enough to snag one of those boards, and I appreciate it. I was actually out of town. I was in college, like an hour away from my local skate shop at the time, so my mom had to go pick it up for me because I wasn't able to make it in time. But so Mom, if you're watching this, I appreciate you. Thank you. Moving on to the next section, right behind the futon. Now, as you can see, it's very cramped in here because right behind the futon is this next section. This was going to be like a music section, but I didn't quite have enough room. So right now it's just the piano, and then I have like this nice looking minimalist shelf setup going on. The top shelf is all Harry Potter stuff. I've got books. I've got my wand that I got from Harry Potter World. I also have some snacks from Harry Potter World. I've got a quill and things like that. It's like Harry Potter themed. And the other shelves are just memorabilia, things I want to hang on to. Lego R2-D2. You're going to see more Legos in just a second. I have a whole Lego shelf sitting over here. I've also got just some books I've read either from college or just in my free time. I really like to read. And then down at the bottom, I have an album from my friend. I'm gonna go grab that really quick. So a really good friend of mine is in a band. They're called Reliably Bad. They make a lot of good music. You can find them on pretty much anywhere you listen to music. And they came out with a vinyl called Space Girl, and I really love this. It's sick. It's got all the songs on it. I haven't even opened it yet because I just kind of want to keep it in its pristine condition. It's kind of dusty right now because it just sits on a shelf. But Matt, if you're watching this, you have made the shelf. You should be very happy. Next to the shelf, as you can see, there's a piano. If you don't know, I am a music teacher. I teach band and chorus at the high school level, so I really enjoy and love music. Admittedly, I haven't played this piano in a while. I've been kind of preoccupied with other things such as YouTube and work, but I do dabble every now and then. I was able to get a good deal on this because I know a guy, so I'm very fortunate to have this in here. Love this thing, and I really wanted an electric keyboard because moving a piano is a nightmare, tuning it, things like that, and April doesn't always appreciate me practicing the piano, so I can plug this in, put some headphones on, and I'm good to go. So moving on to the third section of the room, this is really just a cute little corner where I just keep all of my Legos. Now I love my Lego shelf. I've actually had this exact same shelving unit full of Legos and other knickknacks since I was in like elementary school at my parents' house. The shelf has traveled with me and it has just accumulated with more elaborate Lego sets, and the more elaborate they are, the more expensive they get. But the most recent addition is the Barcelona Stadium, the Camp Nou. I'm a huge Barcelona fan, huge soccer fan. At the time of recording this video, we just spanked Real Madrid 4-0, so I am super happy about that. That's why I'm repping the jersey today. Right below the Barcelona Stadium is really just a bunch of Star Wars things. I've got 2 X-Wings, I've got the Razor Crest and the Mandalorian. If you haven't seen the Mandalorian, great show, gotta check it out. I've got some other things, I've got a Batmobile. One thing that really just kind of sticks out is I have a Steamboat Willie. Really cool thing about the Steamboat Willie is that this Lego set is all black and white, but on the inside it is colorful. It's like a rainbow on the inside, which is really cool. It's really cool to build, to see it turned into this rainbow thing, to this black and white setting. Pretty cool. Under that at the bottom, like I mentioned, I'm a huge gamer, but I also love FIFA. I love soccer, love games. FIFA is just like that perfect combination. So over the years, I've been starting to collect FIFAs. Now I haven't played all of these FIFAs like in my past, but I have played most of them. So I think I've got FIFA going all the way from like 2000 up to present, which is currently FIFA 2022. I have a couple gaps that I'm missing that I'm still searching for, but for the most part, I have almost every FIFA so far, which is pretty crazy. I love that little collection I've got. Up on the wall over here, I've got 2 skateboards that I don't really plan on skating. The one on the left is Shane O'Neill's Pro model. This is from his company, which is called April Skateboards. Actually, my wife, April, got me these April skateboards, which is pretty funny. But she got me the Shane O'Neill Pro model when I hit 1,000 subscribers. So I very much appreciate her for that. It was very much a surprise. She just kind of surprised me with it. Very cute. The one on the right was actually a Christmas gift also from my wife, April. And this is the Yuto Horigome Pro model. This is Mount Fuji in Japan. I just love that graphic. It was so sick, but every time I went, it was out of stock. So she was able to snag it for me. So I've hung them both up right here. I really, really like them. So April, I appreciate it a lot. Now the final section of the room tour you've been looking at this whole time, it's right here in front of you. This is where all the magic happens. This is where I edit all my videos. This is where I do most of my work. This is also where I worked from home during COVID when I was teaching from home. This is where all the Zoom meetings happened. Let's get right into it. So I guess we'll start with the desk. The desk itself is from Ikea. I picked this up a couple years ago when I was still living at my parents' house. The desk wasn't too expensive. The most expensive part of this desk is the drawer unit, the Alex drawer unit. But the desk and the legs itself are pretty straightforward. I'm really into tech YouTube. I watch a lot of tech YouTube, like Marquez Brownlee, other people like that. So this setup is just kind of inspired by some of those people, which is why it's so clean and minimal looking. I just love that feel about it. So the monitor, I've got a Samsung monitor. This is actually a smart monitor, but I don't actually use it for that. But 4K monitor to edit. I actually have a MacBook Air. That's what I edit on. With the new M1 chips, I don't really need a MacBook Pro. Everything I do is pretty simple editing when it comes to, making YouTube videos. So I didn't need anything too powerful. So the MacBook Air does it for me. I've got 2 Logitech speakers on the end. Love Logitech, like what they do. I also have a Logitech mouse. This is the Triathlon mouse. Very simple mouse, but gets the job done and it looks nice and clean. Keyboard is a mechanical keyboard, wireless. I think it's the Keychron K2. I could be wrong about that. I'll have links in the description if you're interested if I said that wrong. The links in the description will be correct. I've just got this nice desk mat that I got from Amazon. iPad. This is just a little booklet that I like to keep my YouTube notes in. Like if I have a video idea, I write it down in here and I'll just kind of sketch out the video on this little notepad. Love this thing, keep this with me all the time. Under the desk, I have a little headphone mount for my headphones. These are noise canceling headphones from Microsoft. I think they're the Microsoft Surface headphones. I think this is the version 2 of the headphones. Love these things. They're noise canceling, like I said, so if I need to get work done and I don't want to be distracted, I just pop these bad boys on and I'm good to go. Most of the time I use the speakers, but if I really want to like get an intense editing session in, I'll throw on the headphones. So I also just want to say everything in this room didn't happen overnight. A lot of the stuff is very expensive. Okay, I was tallying up everything just because I was curious as I was going to the room tour, and everything in this room totals close to $8,000, which is wild to me. But if you know how to budget yourself and you know how to save properly, you can buy the things you want and not feel bad about it. The space is very small, but when I moved in here, I had a vision and I went for it. And right now, I just love the way this office has turned out. So this has been my 2022 office setup. Let me know down below if you're into tech YouTube as well. Again, most of this room, like the gaming section, my desk is all inspired by tech YouTube. I just love the aesthetic and the way these things look and the way it makes me feel when I sit down to do work or to game. I'd love to know down in the comments if you're into that stuff too. If you want to see more videos like this, let me know down in the comments. If you want like a full apartment tour, that's something I'd be interested in. So just let me know down below in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, I'll have links to almost everything linked down in the description. So if you're interested, you can go down there and snag it for yourself. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next video.